Okay, so for the last couple of years, we've all been living in this world of generative AI. It has totally changed the game for how we create, how we communicate, pretty much everything. But what if AI could do more than just talk back? What if it could actually do things? That's the huge leap we're digging into today. The move from an AI that just answers to an AI that actually achieves.
You know, we've all gotten pretty used to tools like ChatGPT, and they're amazing, right? You ask a question, you get an answer, you need some text, it spits it out. But here's the thing, they're reactive. They basically wait for us to give them a prompt. The next wave of AI, it's not going to wait for instructions, it's going to take initiative. And this quote from our source material just absolutely nails it. This isn't just a small step up, like a new software update. The phrase next generational leap, that signals a whole new ballgame. We're talking about a fundamental paradigm shift in what AI is and what we should expect it to do.
So what is this massive leap? Well, it's the introduction of what are being called AI agents. Let's break down what that really means.
Okay, so here's the absolute key difference. The generative AI we know reacts to your prompts. An AI agent acts on your goals. Think about it like this. Right now, you ask an AI to write a sales email. With an agent, you tell it to achieve a sale, and it figures out that writing the email is just one step in a much bigger process it needs to handle.
So how different is acting from answering, really? Let's take a closer look at this core shift in what these systems can do.
Probably the best way to wrap your head around this is to think about the difference between a research assistant and a project manager. On the left, generative AI is your super smart research assistant. It can find information, it can generate content, it can chat with you. But on the right, the AI agent, that's your project manager. It takes your goal and then goes and actually carries out all the tasks needed to make it happen.
That's a fair question. When we say actions, what are we really talking about here? I mean, we're not just talking about simple commands. The actions these agents can take are actually pretty complex and autonomous. So, what are they?
Their real power is in their autonomy. So imagine telling an agent, plan my business trip to Tokyo for next month. It wouldn't just give you a list of flights. No way. It would actually carry out a complex, multi-step task. It would be interacting with booking systems for flights, for hotels, checking your calendar, all while working towards that big, long-term goal of a fully planned trip. And it would do all of this with very little input from you.
Now, I know this might all sound like something from the pretty distant future, but the timeline for this tech to hit the mainstream is, well, it's surprisingly short. We're really looking at a major shift happening by 2026.
Let that sink in for a second. The entire generative AI revolution that we just lived through, that all basically happened in the last 2 years. The sources we're looking at are suggesting that in the next 2 years, we're going to see agents become just as common. The pace of innovation here is just accelerating like crazy.
So, a leap forward like this, it does way more than just create a new tool. When our own creations can start acting independently to achieve goals, it kind of forces us to face a really profound question about the future of intelligence itself.
As AI develops this ability to not just learn and respond, but to act, to generalize, and to adapt with more and more autonomy, you have to wonder, right? Are we watching the very first true steps towards artificial general intelligence? That is the massive question that's going to define the next decade of technology, and probably a whole lot more.